Ladies and gentlemen, we will have our next speaker, JJ, the power of validating the dark side. The power of validating the dark side. JJ.
I was walking a tunnel, very small tunnel in a cave, and it was pure dark. I cannot see anything. I cannot depend on my eyes to see the object in front of me. So I have to touch and I have to kick in front of me and I have to move on because I cannot stay where I am. I had to move on in the pure dark and I had to touch. And at the end, I found some exit. But in the exit, right a step forward, it will be a cliff downward. And I instantaneously, I got to know I have to go back and turn around. There was no gateway anyway. I had to, only way to exit from this situation is to just go step forward. No escape, no strategy, just move on. And at the time, I was hesitating to move on. Someone kicked me on my back, and I was dumped to the big cliff, and I was falling, falling, falling. I tried to catch something on the wall, anything, but I cannot reach. Nothing can be reached, but I'm falling. On the time, at the moment, one flip of idea from fear to joy made me recognize the situation where I am. On the falling, I was fearful and like to stop my falling by catching something, but turn the idea to the joy. And at the moment, I was enjoying falling, falling, falling. Now what? At the time, I met water. Big flash. Then I noticed that my flesh is tearing apart. And I saw my blood and flesh is going. Wow, what the? And I only see is my bone, white bone. And I was thinking, what the? Now, at the moment, I met fire, big fire, and fire, very big heat coming into my bones, and the bone is changing to the ashes. The ashes all gone, and my body is all gone, but then I see the light. In the light, I see 360 degrees in total, and I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any suffering. I don't feel any sense in my body, but I feel that I have a consciousness watching everything around in my reality. Then I woke up. I woke up from my dream and it was so fantastic and I still remember. One day, that dream started from the dark side and ended up to the light side. And it doesn't begin with a story like sorry to thank you, like Diane mentioned. but it started from the pain and suffering and ended up with the joy and happiness. And it doesn't come from anywhere outside. It came out from within. And that gave me an idea, one flip of idea or one flip of mind changes everything. So in 2009, right after returning from my UN peacekeeping operations deployed to war zone in Africa, in war zone, the dead body is on the street is common. And in Seoul, uh, homeless people on the street is more or less common. But let's see, the impression that I got in the war zone, dead body on the street and wild animals is gaining weight out of this flesh, that gave me an idea. And the depression and suppression that I'm getting from my job and the relationship between as a husband and wife, and that is all giving me a suppression and depression. And one day I went to a mountain expecting a wild animal catching catching me up and eat my flesh. And I like to go back to where I was as a in the light. Then I was laying myself on the ground, waiting for wild animal coming to beat me. But at the moment, I didn't hear anything coming at me, and I only saw surroundings around me. Lying down on the ground, only thing next to me was grass and warm bug, mosquito, fly, and what else? And they're catching me up. And watching them playing next to me, giving me a flipping idea that this is my friend. And the sun between the trees gave me a joy. And one day, my mentor said, if you only knew, it's not, if you only knew the power of the dark side.
I'm sorry, the time is